This video is sponsored by SkillShare. Now, the video is not about SkillShare though. You read the title right. The video is about the new Apple Music update. Now, this update could be a very, very big deal for all music lovers, music listeners, and all Apple Music users out there. Now, what is it that is new though with this update? Well, basically 3 things. First, we have lossless, which is pretty self-explanatory. Like, it shouldn't be like the regular audio you listen to with like regular Spotify or other streaming apps. That audio can sound good, but it's actually missing a lot of information. So it could sound even better if it had all the information there, like if it was lossless, right? Apple says that it uses the Apple Lossless Audio Codec for bit accuracy up to 24-bit/48 kilohertz. Next, we have Apple Digital Master, and Apple says that this feature starts from 24-bit files and are optimized to bring the best sounding audio to Apple products. So this should be like lossless, but even better, which means lossless isn't exactly lossless and self-explanatory like before. But we'll be testing all of that in this video, so we'll see. Now, last but not least, we have Dolby Atmos. Apple says this is an immersive audio experience that surrounds you with sound from all sides, including above. In other words, this is supposed to be spatial audio for music. And this is probably the most exciting part of the update, but we'll get into that later, okay? Let's not waste any time. Let's dive into these 3 things and see just what difference they make and how cool and useful they actually are. First, let's start with lossless audio. Now, first things first, if you want to use lossless audio for yourself, you got to make sure it's turned on. So you want to go to settings, go to music, and then go to audio quality, and then just turn it on right here, okay? And then you can listen to your music in lossless audio. Now, how does it sound though compared to regular non-lossless audio and stuff you just get from other regular streaming apps? Well, I listen to a whole lot of music with lossless audio, and then I'll listen to the same exact songs with non-lossless audio. And I'll go back and forth just so I can hear the real difference lossless audio makes. And to be honest, you should know, this whole video is all about diminishing returns. What we're gonna be talking about here is stuff you can barely hear the difference of. But if you're a music lover and you're striving to listen to things in the best quality possible, then you probably already know this, and you probably still would appreciate lossless audio, even if it only takes the quality a tiny step further, as far as our human ears are concerned. Wait, but does it actually though? Does it actually make a difference? Well, after listening for like an hour or 2 and going back and forth between lossless and non-lossless audio, I want to say sorta. It sorta does make a difference, but honestly, I'm not sure if it actually does. If you told me it was a placebo thing, then honestly, I wouldn't argue with you because it probably was. Maybe it wasn't, or maybe it only kinda was. But basically, after an hour or 2 of listening, the difference was so small that I couldn't even tell if it was actually there. So I kept listening to many songs over many days. And I'll spend a lot of time in lossless audio, and then I'll switch to non-lossless audio. I just wanted to be able to really tell the difference before I made this video. And what is the difference? Well, there's not much. Compared to the songs you listen to in about 320 kilobits per second, that kind of high quality music, compared to those, you're not gonna hear too much of a difference if you're just listening casually, but if you pay attention, you will hear it because there is a difference there. The sound with lossless just sounds more full and more smooth and more clear. Honestly, it's just a fraction bit better though. Like I said, all this is diminishing returns, but you'll be able to hear that your music sounds better, cleaner, clearer, and fuller, basically. Lossless audio also works with your regular speakers as well, actually. But with that, I tried, but I couldn't really tell a difference there, to be honest. I mean, when I put the actual speakers very close to my ears, it did kind of sound like I could hear the difference, but I don't even know. I don't think, there's no difference. There's no difference when you use the regular speakers on your iPad. And I'm sure it's even less of a difference on an iPhone. Now, lossless audio also works with Bluetooth speakers as well. And with high quality Bluetooth speakers, you can tell even more of a difference compared to the iPad speakers and iPhone speakers and everything. But with speakers, it's too close. It's way too close. I mean, with everything, it's way too close. But with speakers, it's way too close that you're probably not gonna even hear a difference. But there is a difference actually when you really listen to it. Now, the best way to really hear lossless audio though is with stuff like earbuds. If you have something like the AirPod Pros, then you will be able to tell the difference there. It's small, but you will be able to tell the difference. Music sounds cleaner and clearer and fuller, like I said. Now, the AirPod Pros and other earbuds still aren't the best way to listen to lossless audio though. If you want to take it a step further, then you want to use some high-end consumer headphones, stuff like the Sony flagships, the XM3s, XM4s, those would be good for this. Everything I said about music sounding cleaner, clearer, and fuller, it's even more pronounced with these kind of headphones compared to stuff like earbuds. And it really takes your music listening experience to the next level. Now, diminishing returns still apply here, but it applies less than before. But even still though, this isn't the best way to really hear lossless audio. When you connect these headphones to your iPhone or your iPad, you're gonna be using not the best Bluetooth codec. With the Sony specifically, you're gonna be using the SBC codec, which is actually a step higher than the regular stuff, and it can take your music, your 320 kilobits per second music that you get with most MP3s. It's gonna take that to the next level and make it sound a little higher quality, but still, it's not lossless, like it's not the best. Now, Sony actually has a different codec. They call it an LDAC codec, and this one is much better and much closer to lossless, but it doesn't work with Apple devices. It actually does work with Android devices though. But we're focusing on Apple devices in this video. And if you're using the Sony headphones, you can't use the LDAC codec with your Apple devices. But even if you could though, an LDAC is great and all, but it still won't be the best way to listen to lossless music. Now, what would be the best way to listen to lossless music? Well, I'd say with a pair of audiophile headphones like these, wired. I'll say that's the best way to listen to lossless music, to really hear just how good and lossless it is. So of course I tried it out and I tested it. And things sounded very good. I'm probably a broken record by now, but everything I'm talking about has to do with diminishing returns. Like I'm talking about minuscule improvements. But when you listen to your lossless music wired and with audiophile headphones, and honestly even with consumer headphones like the Sonys, when you're using them wired, when you step down and you go back to like earbuds or something without lossless audio, then you actually will notice the difference without trying way too hard. Your music in the regular non-lossless mode is gonna sound a little rough and just not as mixed properly, not as fine-tuned as it does with audiophile headphones wired. Now, most of you are not going to be doing that though, and I'm actually not going to be doing that as well. I like listening to my music with Bluetooth. It's just more convenient. And as far as that goes, even without audiophile headphones, with consumer headphones, and even with earbuds like the AirPod Pros, you can take your music listening experience to the next level and have your music just sound better. But if you have very good gear, then I don't need to tell you, you probably know already. Lossless audio is gonna be even better for you. And actually, you probably already use some sort of lossless audio, like with Tidal or something else. Okay, so that's that with lossless audio, okay? But what about music that sounds even better than lossless audio? I'm talking beyond lossless audio, aka Apple Digital Master. I mean, the way Apple describes it, it seems like lossless audio gets to here, and then Apple Digital Master takes over and goes even further, right? Well, I spent a lot of time listening to a bunch of music that is Apple Digital Master certified. Oh, and you know, any music that is Apple Digital Master certified is also lossless, like at least, right? But the Apple Digital Master certification should mean that it sounds even better and even fuller and even clearer and even more lossless, right? Well, I actually can't vouch for this. I tried and I listened, but between lossless audio and Apple Digital Master audio, I can't really tell the difference with every piece of equipment I have. Now, maybe I don't have the best audio listening equipment. Like my best is actually the audiophile drop pandas right here. And with these, yeah, I really can't tell any difference between lossless and Apple Digital Master audio. So honestly, I'm sure Apple has done something cool with this, but my ears just can't tell you what that is. Let me know in the comments if yours can though. But yeah, that's that with Apple Digital Master audio. Now, let's get into one of my favorite parts of this video, like one of the reasons I even made this video in the first place. No, not Dolby Atmos though. We're gonna talk about Dolby Atmos later, but I'm talking SkillShare. Okay, maybe I said that because SkillShare sponsored this video, but you already know SkillShare. SkillShare is pretty cool. If you haven't heard about SkillShare by now, then you just don't watch enough YouTube. But SkillShare is an online learning community where you can go to learn basically whatever you want, mostly creative things. So if you felt inspired when watching this video about music, well, you can explore that inspiration and learn some stuff about music on Skillshare if you want. Right now, I'm actually taking an audio mixing class by King Author DJ. He does audio production. And right now, he's teaching me to take my audio mixing and production to the next level. And you can go learn from him or anyone else you want as well, and any other subject you want as well. Skillshare has a lot of subjects. And you can actually do this free of charge, thanks to me. You're welcome. Actually, Skillshare helped out a little bit, but if you use my link in the description, you can get a 1-month free Skillshare premium membership so you can learn all the stuff you want and just maybe watch your favorite creators on there as well. If that's what you want to do. I'm not on there though, so I don't know what you're going to do with that. But yeah, link in the description. Check out Skillshare for free and use it for what you want to use it for. And thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video, okay? Now, let's get into what I would say is the most exciting and definitely the most ambitious part of the new Apple Music update. I'm talking Dolby Atmos plus spatial audio. Now, if you go into Apple Music, you're probably going to see something about spatial audio somewhere or everywhere, actually. Apple's been really hyping up spatial audio for music. And we've already had spatial audio for movies, and we know that's been really cool. So, of course, we're excited and we expect it to be pretty cool for music as well, right? So how does it sound? Well, I listened to a lot of songs with Dolby Atmos and Spatial Audio, and even the demos by Apple. And long story short, I was a little disappointed. First, what you probably expect from Spatial Audio and Dolby Atmos is that when you pick a song with Dolby Atmos, you just put it on and then everything goes from more 2D to more 3D with things coming from all around you, like this sound, the bass here, the keyboard there, and all of that. Well, when you actually listen to a Dolby Atmos enabled song, the first thing you actually notice is the volume is a lot lower. So you can't really hear the song as much. And yes, you do kind of notice the whole spatial thing, like the sound gets a little more airy and all of that. But honestly, most of the time, I mean like 90% of the time, with 90% of the songs I listen to, I prefer the way things sounded lossless, or even just regular with 320 kilobits per second, like non-lossless. The spatial audio just didn't sound so good. Dolby Atmos just didn't sound so good. A perfect example of this is basically any Migos song. Like if you're listening to any Migos song or any hip hop song for that matter, you see what spatial audio tries to do with the bass, and now it tries to play it from like all around you, but you see how it really weakens the bass and even the mids and the highs. It just doesn't sound as good as you'd expect like 3D sound to sound, you know? Now, some people have said that some songs sound good with spatial audio and Dolby Atmos and everything, like some songs from rock or country or other genres and everything. But to me, almost nothing sounds good with Dolby Atmos. Actually, no, some songs do sound good, like at least decent, but even then the volume is still much lower and the effect is just not that much that it makes me prefer the Dolby Atmos song to the normal variation of the song. Dolby Atmos just doesn't sound so good to my ears. Now, that's with the AirPod Pros though, and the Beats Studio Buds as well, but basically earbuds. Now, technically, you shouldn't be able to use Dolby Atmos with non-Apple devices and non-Beats devices, or Beats are Apple devices. But yeah, Dolby Atmos is not supposed to be supported with non-Apple devices. So if you're playing a song that has Dolby Atmos support, but you're using a non-Apple device, it's just gonna play in lossless. And then if you switch to like the AirPod Pros or another supported device, it's supposed to go into Dolby Atmos only then, right? But it doesn't have to be this way though, because if you go to settings and you go to music and you go to Dolby Atmos, they can just force Dolby Atmos to always stay on basically. And then if you want, you can use high-end headphones like the Sonys right here to listen to the music. Now, of course, I listen to the music with the Sonys just to see if Dolby Atmos was even better. I even tried it with audiophile headphones as well, just to see if Dolby Atmos could be like better than my experience with earbuds. Because, you know, maybe higher quality gear can bring out the better in Dolby Atmos. And you know, things do sound better, but only as much as you'd expect with these high-end headphones. Things still don't sound so good. Dolby Atmos is still just not that good. Now, I do think it should be tested with something like Dolby Atmos supported speakers, and maybe then for sure I'll be able to say, okay, Dolby Atmos is good, or it's not good, or it's not ready yet. But right now, with all my tests and with all my gear, Dolby Atmos is just not that good yet. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's about it with Dolby Atmos, and that's about it with everything with the Apple Music update, actually. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Do you think Lossless is a great addition? What do you think about Apple Digital Master? Are you disappointed in Dolby Atmos? Are you just disappointed because of me? Let me know all these things in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to subscribe. And thank you for watching again. Bye-bye.
There is a reminder for Paul.
What is it?
Hi, Paul. You have one reminder. Your Apple Music free trial ends tomorrow.